One of the big differences, if you're sitting there on a commercial plane and you're hitting bad thunderstorm activity, and most people have experienced that at some time or another, a lot of turbulence, I don't know the pilots, I don't know how experienced they are in that kind of weather. When I'm on one of our hurricane planes, I've got the instruments right in front of me, I have the radar, I know the pilots, you're more free to move around and know what's happening, and the planes are more made for that kind of weather. And we have a reason we go through that weather, to collect all the data.
You also are on the committee that helps issue the annual outlook for the hurricane season. And I know you can't give a lot away, but I'm kind of curious, I mean, what's going on in that room when you guys are deciding on the numbers?
We're all looking at the data and trying to come up with the data. There's nothing that pops out of the data and says, you're going to have 3 storms and you're going to have this and this. And it's interesting, no matter how much arguing or heated discussion goes on, when we kind of stop and say, okay, everybody give your first crack at the forecast, we're all almost on the exact same page.
Let's go back a few years, back to the 90s. We had a lot of bad F-named storms hit North Carolina. You were in the air flying, Floyd, Fran. Do you remember those storms?
I do, and Floyd, of course, was a very, very strong storm, and weakened when it got to the Carolinas. It was very, very strong when it was near Florida, but of course for the Carolinas and other parts it was a flooding event, which shows you don't have to have a strong storm to have a horrendous, horrendous flooding event when you have hills and mountains. But Fran, I was flying the landfall flight, so we were flying as it was hitting the coast. You can remind me, was it Wilmington?
Yes.
Wilmington, yes. Well, Wilmington became the magnet for storm after storm for a few years. And we saw from the plane the storm was certainly not strengthening. It was starting to fall apart. The eye wall wasn't even fully formed anymore, but it was still a Category 3 storm, still a major hurricane. So we knew on the ground people were still getting clobbered.